The relationship between social media and youth mental health has become one of the most pressing issues of our time, drawing the attention of parents, educators, health professionals, and lawmakers alike. As digital platforms become ever more entwined in the daily lives of young people, new research reveals a growing sense of unease among teens themselves about the impact of social media on their well-being. A recent survey conducted by the Pew Research Center paints a complex and sometimes troubling picture. Nearly half of American teens, 48%, now say that social media has a mostly negative effect on people their age, a significant jump from 32% just 2 years prior. This growing skepticism comes at a time when teens are more connected than ever, with almost half reporting that they are online almost constantly. Yet despite this constant connectivity, the perception of social media is shifting, and many young people are beginning to question whether the benefits truly outweigh the risks. What's driving this change in attitude? For many teens, the negative effects of social media are not abstract fears, but lived experiences. They report that the pressure to present a perfect image, the constant comparison to others, and exposure to negativity and bullying can take a real toll on their mental health. One teen shared that, "The overuse of social media in our society seems to be the main cause of depression among those in my age group," highlighting how online interactions can amplify insecurities and create a sense of isolation, even in the midst of digital crowds. The data also reveals that teens are taking action to address these concerns. 45% say they spend too much time on social media, and 44% have actively tried to cut back on their usage. This self-awareness is a hopeful sign, suggesting that young people are not only aware of the potential pitfalls, but are also seeking to find a healthier balance in their digital lives. However, the impact of social media is not uniform across all groups. The Pew report suggests that the effects vary by gender, with teen girls particularly vulnerable to the negative consequences of online life. Girls are more likely than boys to say that social media has hurt their sleep, productivity, mental health, and confidence. This finding echoes earlier research, including internal studies from social media companies themselves, which have found that platforms like Instagram can exacerbate body image issues for a significant number of teen girls. The constant stream of curated images and highlight reels can foster unrealistic expectations and fuel anxiety, self-doubt, and even depression. In response to these concerns, social media companies are beginning to take steps to protect younger users. Efforts include the development of new artificial intelligence tools to better verify users' ages and prevent underage access, as well as policies designed to limit exposure to harmful content. Yet many parents and regulators argue that such measures are not enough. Around the world, new laws are being introduced to further restrict teens' access to social media, with some countries going so far as to ban users under 16 from joining these platforms altogether. Parents, for their part, are deeply concerned. Nearly 90% of parents surveyed say they are at least somewhat worried about the mental well-being of today's teens, and many see social media as the primary culprit. They worry that technology is making young people less willing to take risks, less creative, and less capable of solving their own problems. Yet, interestingly, teens themselves tend to view the issue with more nuance. While they acknowledge the downsides, only a small proportion, 14%, say that social media has a mostly negative impact on their own lives. This gap between parental concern and teen self-assessment points to the complex role that social media plays in modern adolescence. For many young people, digital platforms are not just sources of stress. They are also spaces for connection, creativity, and self-expression. 6 in 10 teens say that social media gives them a place to show their creative side, and even more report that it helps them stay in touch with friends and keep up with what's happening in their social circles. The challenge, then, is to find a way to harness the positive aspects of social media while minimizing the risks. This will require ongoing collaboration between families, educators, tech companies, and policymakers. It will also demand open and honest conversations with young people themselves, listening to their experiences and empowering them to make choices that support their mental health. As we navigate this digital age, the voices of teens are clear. Social media is both a source of connection and a cause for concern. By working together, we can strive to create a healthier online environment, one that supports the well-being of all young people, allowing them to thrive both on and offline.